So why are we here? Why is this video in production right now? And when I mean production, is just me and this camera. So about a week ago, one of you guys decided to tweet me a screenshot of an article titled How to Have a Free Wedding. So I'm going to be going through that article in this video, giving my thoughts on it. As a professional photographer myself, especially as a wedding photographer, I shoot weddings with 800 plus people. Sometimes I do them alone. I have my own business. I'm a freelancer. The moment I saw that the author had dedicated an entire paragraph on photography and how it's a waste of money, that's when I knew I was gonna waste my time making this video as a response to the article. Plus, it was just horribly written. So honestly, my favorite thing is reading stuff written by people who don't even do photography about photographers. Like, that's my favorite thing. That's my Christmas wish. Maybe some of you guys want family time. You want to see your grandma, maybe like a eggnog or something. No. I don't want any of that. I just want the article that undervalues my job. Okay, here we go. Let's just go through some of this. Okay. You want a meaningful and a beautiful wedding. The only way to have that is to spend $2,000 on your wedding gown, at least $10,000 on the food for your 200 guests. Man, Arabs do all that for like $5,000. After happily clicking the calculator keys for an eternity, you finally have that amount. Alas, you are already $5,000 way over your budget. How did this happen? It happened because you went over the budget because you added in stuff that you couldn't afford. So just take it out of the budget and you're good. Like, that's literally the end of the article. Listen, if you only went $5,000 over your budget, that's actually not bad. Just cut out the three. You don't need a cake. It must have been the exotic belly dancers. Booked to entertain the guests at the reception are the fireworks display arranged secretly by the groom as a surprise for the bride. Okay, listen. Where did you get belly dancers from? I'm Arab and I've never seen a belly dancer at a wedding. Okay, and I shoot primarily like Arab weddings. So, I don't know. I don't know where you're from, but there's none here. Literally, I can't get over the belly dancers. Like, where would you even fit exotic belly dancers into your wedding schedule? Like, oh, let's do that before the cake cutting. I'm sure some people have had belly dancers, but I mean, think about it. Have you seen that at the average wedding? I am also on the first stages of planning my own wedding with the low to zero cost in mind. What are you doing? Why? I love how this person, they like set out a mission. They're like, this is the final goal, $0. Imagine having that type of mindset for literally anything else other than a wedding. Like, people would think that you're crazy. Imagine walking into a dentist office and telling the doctor, I'm also on the first stages of planning my own root canal with the low to zero cost in mind. You're not going to make it to the reclining seat, and they're not going to put you to bed. You're just not going to get any of that. A wedding founded on debt is doomed to a lifetime of monthly repayments. And this is exactly the worst way to start a life together. That's what I said when I went to college, but I still went. It's like college tuition. Like, you think somebody just has that money laying around? So then the writer acknowledges that it's not really free. Okay, great. So then they talk about the wedding papers and paying for that, and then they say you would also have to pay for the officiating minister's time. Okay, this is monumental. Okay, the officiating minister deserves for his time to be paid. Okay, that's great because we have a foundation here. So you're telling me the officiating minister deserves to be paid, but the photographer, the DJ, the catering, the wedding, everything else, no? We're not worth it? So let's just set the precedent here that the officiating minister's time is valuable. Okay, great. So I'm not trying to roast the officiating minister. Has an officiating minister retouched someone's face at 300% zoom in Photoshop using dodge and burn? I doubt it. I'm not going to go too much into detail about the few couple tips, but they basically talk about, number one, having an intimate wedding, basically minimizing the number of people who are invited. So instead of inviting 150 people, maybe invite 10 from both sides, which would never work for me, by the way, because literally my siblings together are like 5 people. So if I really wanted to, I could probably knock off a couple of my siblings. Like, some of them don't have to go. So I could probably bring the number down. They say, ask yourself, who are the people who have always been and will always be a part of our lives? They are the perfect guests in your wedding, aka the people that you're going to be exploiting to do the jobs that you are not willing to pay for. Okay, let's keep going. The next paragraph is titled, Why Wasn't I Invited? And I personally can't relate to this because when I am invited to something, I'm deeply suspicious and I usually don't go. I actually asked the opposite. Why was I invited? You really want me there? Why? Especially as a photographer, I'm always like, just to let you know my camera's staying home. I love how they have an unusual location paragraph where they say if you would like to hold your reception in the place where you both met, say the airport. Literally the airport. You can't even bring a bottle of water through TSA. You think you're gonna bring an entire wedding? Then prepare to convince the airport big shots and perhaps have the media get wind of your plans. Businesses want good advertisement. A wedding will boost their PR. Okay, listen. So you're telling me your 20-person wedding is gonna boost an international airport's PR? Okay. Listen, I was kind of for the location thing until you literally brought up the airport. Look, if you want to have your wedding at an airport, invite me because I'm always there. I literally will come though, I'm serious. We can go to the food court, get something to eat afterwards, like the whole thing. The next paragraph is about having free food. Basically, they're asking their guests to bring food in replacement of having a professional caterer there to take care of everything. Let me tell you guys something. If your family and friends are willing to cook for you, that is amazing because my family would never do that, okay? I'd have people bringing in like burnt grilled cheese. Like my sister oversalted the mashed potatoes one year and we never let her forget it. I mean, it was a travesty. So I probably wouldn't want my family to do that. I don't know, maybe you have a family of Gordon Ramsays. Maybe everyone is a chef. They can bring some nice gourmet food. My mom is a great cook. My sister, on the other hand, she's good, but she makes everything organic. She uses kale and she uses oats. I don't want that. Then they talk about having a free cake, you know, having the mother-in-law make a free cake, having a free wedding dress, how you can go and, you know, rent a dress or get one that's donated. You know, I actually don't think that's a bad idea for the wedding dress one because I do find that wedding dresses can be very expensive. If you think about it, you're wearing it for just one day only, and there's nothing to me that really justifies the cost of that. So the wedding dress thing, that's kind of rational to me. You know, spending $15,000 on a wedding dress, like I'd rather just go on vacation with that money. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to roast that paragraph because I agree with it. So then they have a paragraph on having a free DJ. They open this paragraph with, the question is, do you need a DJ? And we could really ask this question about the entire article. Do you need a wedding? Do you need to have one? Honestly, like you just answered your own question. Disc jockeys play music you can find on iTunes. Oh my god, I literally let me get Tiesto on the phone real quick. I love when they say just hook them up to a loudspeaker and ask another guest to serve as a DJ to your wedding. Okay, so basically you're employing someone on the spot. Let me tell you something, I can't even get my eyebrows done for free, okay? And they're $12. You're telling me that you're trying to get a DJ for free? The answer to this is just have somebody bring a laptop, bring an iPod, a loudspeaker, hook up everything, and then just become a DJ at your wedding. Just like get any random person and just have them be there. So basically, it's a DJ. Basically, that's what it. You just explained what a DJ is. I know the DJs have more complicated equipment, but I'm just like poking fun. Oh god. So you're just gonna have a guest stand there all night just picking songs? Okay. I suppose. Yes, sure. Okay. Literally, if that were me, like if I was asked to DJ, like, you know, like my K-pop playlist is going off, like everyone's gonna be staring like, the only thing you're gonna be hearing at your wedding is BTS, okay? My favorite tip is number 5. Have a free photographer. I'm gonna read this in its entirety. A professional photographer can easily cost you around $800 to $3,000. Now that is a waste of good money. As opposed to what? Like, you're not spending money on anything. What do you mean good money? There's no money involved in this entire process. As photographers run their own business, you may want to approach them and strike a bargain. I love how the writer acknowledges the fact that we own our own business. We created it from nothing. Like, this person really acknowledges it in this. But then they go on to say, you can strike a bargain with us by asking us to cover your wedding so we can use it as a platform to advertise our business. It's a win-win situation there. It's not, but it's not. I love how they say that is a waste of good money as if they are valuing anything. Like anything at all. They don't care about the caterer, they don't care about the wedding dress, the venue, like nothing has any value. But especially the photography. Like, that's totally a waste. Like, but not the officiating minister though. We should all get paid along with the officiating minister. He should split the money with us. Just give it to him and have him like pass it out afterwards. Like, I totally don't mind. But if you're gonna pay one person, you gotta pay them all. It's like Pokemon. You catch one, you gotta catch them all. Okay, that's what I grew up on. You can't just catch one and leave all of them just out there. If that does not work out, try to look for a budding photographer in your family, or perhaps that friend of yours who is brilliant when it comes to taking photos. Exploit those talents. You will be more comfortable and confident striking pose upon pose when you know the person behind the camera. No fees at all. Okay, listen, you're not going to be comfortable when you don't get those pictures, because that's what's going to happen. There's just so much to go through. Is your wig in Mars? Because mine is. It's a wig snatching paragraph. I don't know who started this rumor that photographers want to work for exposure and for credit. Like, that's all they want to do. They don't care. Like, we don't need to make money, nothing. We're just here, just taking pictures, pressing buttons. You know, and it kills me that these people say, oh yeah, try to look for a budding photographer in your family or a friend that takes brilliant photos. So basically, basically a photographer. So at the end of the day, someone is going to be doing the work. It's either going to be someone who is professional, who knows what they're doing, who has the experience, or it's going to be a family member or a friend that maybe doesn't know how to work the lighting, or will take blurry pictures out of focus. And then they go on to say, contact a budding photographer in your family or someone who's brilliant at taking photos. So literally, basically, just take advantage of your family. You should have just wrote that. So basically, your family is going to be servicing your wedding. Before the big day, test the lighting and explain to your friend relative how you want some of your shots. If you had a professional, you wouldn't need to do that. What I'm reading from this article is that you want to just be the photographer. Seems like you don't trust anybody to do anything. Listen, why stop there? Why don't you just do everything? Just service your own wedding. Imagine you're that one person who finally gets invited to an event and you're like, yeah, this is my time to shine. I'm going to wear like a nice outfit, look cute, like find a husband. Maybe 10 minutes in, you just get handed like this iPad and they're like, hey, can you just take a couple, just a couple? And then they start posing, and then lo and behold, you're standing at the altar with the bride and the groom, snapping pictures on the iPad. You have become the photographer. That could be you if you support this article, okay? It's funny because I don't think the person who wrote this considered what's gonna happen after the wedding. How are you gonna get your pictures? What's the file size? Who's gonna print them out? Who's gonna pay for the printing? Are you gonna put these in an album? Like, what's going on here? When you're hiring a professional photographer, you're paying for more than just pictures. You're also paying for an experience. If you have someone taking pictures out there that might not be that reliable, who knows if you're ever gonna get the pictures at all? And that has happened to some brides. Chris, listen, I know you wrote this article. I just want to give you some advice. Invite people you are comfortable never seeing again in your entire life to this wedding. Because you're not going to have any friends after it, okay? Let me just tell you that. I think an important thing to know also is time is money. So even though you're not paying them with money, people are still spending their time working on things. Someone is going to be paying for this wedding at the end of the day. It's just not going to be you. In a way, you're trying to shift that responsibility on your friends and your family. You should just change the article to how to exploit your family and friends under the pretense of a wedding. That's what you should do. They write, it's not going to be a me wedding, but an us wedding. I mean, yeah, technically it is going to be an us wedding because we're all of us are going to be working for free. Save me a seat next to Aunt Carol, will ya? I'll tell you guys how to have a free wedding. Don't have one. Bye. On a more serious note, I do understand not a lot of people have all this money to spend on an exclusive, lavish wedding. Even if you don't have a lot of money, you can still throw a nice small get together and make it something special. Professional photographers, DJs, florists, and everything, we're just trying to make a living like anybody else out there. And to have our work and our jobs undermined and one article to say that we're not worth it and we're charging too much and all of this. If you don't like a job that someone's doing or how much they're charging, just go to somebody else, But to say as a whole that we're, our entire career is just not worth the money, I think that is disappointing. And I don't know, it's just mean. That's just a mean thing to say. Leave your thoughts and comments below. What do you guys think of the article? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Why are photographers getting roasted 24/7? We're struggling out here.